Welcome to the Arkaro Insights podcast. Our mission is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
We want to help B2B executives like you get better results.
Yeah, helping you navigate change and innovation in your organizations.
And today, in this deep dive, we're looking at something kind of fundamental, often maybe a bit painful. Why do really brilliant products, things that should win based on tech alone, sometimes just fail? Commercially, I mean.
It's a big question.
We're digging into an article today, Business Model Barriers.
Yeah.
When Good Products Can't Reach Customers. It's by Mark Blackwell of Arkaro.
Right.
So our goal is really to unpack the barriers Mark identifies in there, figure out why they trip up even great innovations, and what you can actually do about it.
And it's something we see, well, again and again, isn't it? It's frustrating.
Absolutely.
You've got a team, they've poured years, maybe millions into a product. It has a compelling value proposition, solves a real problem, and yet it just sits there, goes nowhere. And the source material really flags that the issue often isn't the product itself, the what. It's the business model, the how.
Okay, let's pause on that distinction, because that feels really important.
It is.
It's not just building the amazing thing. It's the whole setup for selling it, distributing it, actually making money.
Precisely. The article is sharp on this value proposition. That's why someone buys.
Okay.
Business model. That's how you'll profitably deliver that value.
Got it.
You could have the best why ever, but if your how is broken, if it ignores how the market actually works, well, that product's likely doomed.
And the article kicks off with a really stark example, right? New Age Eats.
Yeah, it's a powerful story. Really illustrates the point. New Age Eats, they were in cultivated meat.
Right. I remember reading about them.
The article says they invested, something like $32 million, developed working tech for a hybrid cultivated pork product.
Okay, so the science worked.
Yeah, they actually hit their technical milestones. In the lab, the product was, technically a success.
$32 million.
Yeah.
On R&D, getting the tech right, and then they shut down with zero revenue.
Wow.
Well,
It is staggering, and it just hammers home the article's point. The killer wasn't the science. It wasn't the engineering.
so the business model.
Squarely, it was the commercialization strategy. They were facing regulatory hurdles that, as the article explains, meant incredibly long timelines.
How long are we talking?
Potentially 10, maybe even 20 years for approvals,
Yeah.
and no way to make money while waiting.
Oof. No revenue for a decade or two.
Exactly. Brilliant tech, but the path to actually selling it, generating cash, was just blocked.
Yeah.
An external reality they couldn't overcome.
So the model was just completely out of sync with the regulatory environment the time needed.
Totally misaligned. And the article stresses this isn't just, a one-off tragedy in one niche. No, this pattern, great tech failing because the commercial model is flawed. You see it across industries. Agriculture, food, chemicals.
That really drives it home. This isn't bad luck, it's systemic.
It seems like it.
So the article then identifies 3 specific failure modes. These are the common traps, the obstacles between a good product and actual market success.
Yeah, it breaks them down into 3 distinct categories, things that consistently sink promising business models.
Okay, let's get into them. What's the first one? Where's the first big hurdle?
The first mode the article identifies is channel inadequacy, basically, when distribution can't deliver value.
Channel inadequacy, okay.
This is when you fail to get the right distribution channels, the pathways to your customer set up properly.
So it's not just finding a channel, but one that works. One that can actually reach people and explain why your product is good.
Exactly. It's not enough for customers to maybe want it if the people selling it, the distributors, aren't able or maybe aren't willing to do the job right.
Okay, makes sense.
The article uses agricultural distribution as an example. Say you develop amazing new ag tech, a new seed treatment, maybe a sensor, something farmers could really use.
Right.
But getting it to market through existing channels, like ag dealers who sell inputs to farmers. That's where the article says you hit big hurdles.
Hurdles for the dealers. Why would they find it hard to sell something better?
Well, the article highlights a few things. Practical stuff, financial stuff. First, there's the training burden.
Learning a new tech.
Right. Dealers have to invest their time, their resources to learn it, understand it, then train their farmer customers. That's a big upfront effort with no guarantee of sales.
Whereas the old stuff is easy.
Much easier. The knowledge is there, the sales pitch is known.
Makes total sense. Time is money, especially for those guys.
Definitely. Second, established brands just have inherent advantages. Dealers prefer suppliers with market presence, good support, predictable demand.
Saying what they're getting.
Right. A new product from a smaller company. It struggles against that perceived stability. They lean towards the sure thing.
Risk aversion.
Exactly. And third, maybe the biggest one, financial reality. Established suppliers often offer better terms.
Like better margins.
Discount. Yeah, better margins, volume discounts, more marketing support. For a dealer focused on today's profit, those incentives for selling the known stuff can easily outweigh the potential benefits of some new innovation, especially if margins are already tight.
So the system itself, the way distribution works for established products, can actually block innovation because the incentives for the middlemen aren't there.
That's the essence of channel inadequacy, yeah. The delivery mechanism becomes the barrier because the economics just don't work for the intermediaries.
Okay, channel inadequacy. The path is blocked. What's failure mode number 2?
Second is value chain resistance, when stakeholders block adoption.
Value chain resistance. Okay, what's that?
This happens when other players in the value chain, not just distributors, but anyone involved in getting the product to the end user, actively resist your innovation.
Why?
Because it threatens their business, their economic interests, even if the end customer would benefit.
So people pushing back because your great idea messes with their money or their role.
Precisely. And the article has some really potent examples here, cautionary tales, almost. One is the Poultry Exchange.
Poultry Exchange? What was that?
An online platform designed to make buying and selling poultry more efficient. Apparently, customer research showed demand for it.
Sounds logical. Yeah. Digital transformation for poultry. What happened?
Well, the article quotes the founder saying, despite interest, it failed because the industry just, quote, wasn't ready for digital transformation. It was intractable.
Intractable.
Meaning the traditional brokers, the distributors, they saw this exchange as bypassing them, threatening their income, their influence.
So they fought it.
Their resistance was strong enough to kill it, even though others might have benefited. They protected their turf.
Wow. Okay, any other examples?
Yeah, a really classic one the article mentions is PVC pipe in housing.
PVC pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Plastic pipes instead of metal.
Right. The tech was there, used industrially since the 50s. For houses, it was often cheaper, durable enough.
Cheaper and durable. Should have flown off the shelves, right?
Yeah, technically, maybe. But the article says it took nearly 15 years after it was available for homes, like late 60s onwards, to get any real traction.
15 years. Why?
Because, as the article details, it created clear losers in the value chain.
Losers?
Yeah.
Who lost out with PVC?
Plumbers and distributors. Installing PVC was simpler, less skill needed than metal. That threatened the value of a plumber's craft, maybe their earnings.
Oh, wow.
And for distributors, PVC was just less profitable per foot than metal pipe.
So the installers and sellers resisted because it hit their wallets. How'd they slow it down for so long?
The article says they systematically fought it, used their influence on building codes, professional standards, create a barrier.
Based on economics, not technical performance.
Exactly, protecting their self-interest.
That's a really powerful form of resistance. And the article also mentions carbon fiber in aerospace, right? Another super long delay for a better material.
Yeah, another perfect example of these value chain dynamics. The basic tech for carbon fiber composites, mid-1960s. But appreciable use, not until the 80s. And primary structures, wings, fuselage, not really until the late 90s, even 2000s. Okay. Over 30 years.
30 years for a material that saves weight, improves performance. What held that back?
The article points mainly to the aircraft manufacturers and their extreme validation needs. They were terrified of warranty costs, safety issues if a new material failed.
Huge liability, I guess.
Massive. So they demanded incredibly extensive, time-consuming, expensive testing, which made the immediate business case for switching really hard despite the technical pluses.
So less about active fighting, more about extreme caution driven by financial risk.
Exactly. Value chain resistance rooted in the risk profile of a key player. The article suggests tackling this requires really understanding the whole ecosystem.
How so?
Well, first, map the entire value chain, everyone involved in delivering the product or benefit.
Not just your direct customer, everyone.
Everyone. Then, critically, analyze the economic impact on each participant. Figure out who the potential losers are whose business is genuinely threatened. And then develop strategies to mitigate that. Maybe find ways to compensate them or create new value for them, address their concerns head on.
Anticipate the economic pain points and have a plan.
Precisely. But even if you handle individual resistance, there's still the third hurdle.
Okay, what's the third failure mode?
Coordination complexity. when multiple stakeholders must align.
Coordination complexity.
Yeah.
It's complex.
It is. The article identifies this challenge. Sometimes adopting your innovation needs simultaneous changes, investments, or buy-in from lots of different players.
So it's not just one or two groups resisting. It's needing a whole bunch of different people to move together at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Like getting a dozen independent companies, all with their own priorities, to adopt your thing simultaneously. The article mentions McKinsey research on polycarbonate automotive glazing.
Polycarbonate,
Yeah.
like plastic windows for cars.
Basically, yeah. Can save a lot of weight.
Which car makers really want, right? For fuel efficiency.
Absolutely. But adoption's been slow, and the article says it's a classic coordination problem. Suppliers won't invest massively in production capacity. Unless they have firm orders from the car companies, the OEMs.
Makes sense. Need the demand locked in.
But the OEMs hesitate to commit to using it in designs.
Until
they know stable, high-volume supply chains exist.
Ah, the chicken and egg. The catch-22, as the article calls it. Everyone waits for someone else.
Exactly. Paralysis from interdependence. And the article loops back to New Age Eats here, too.
How does New Age Eats fit coordination complexity? Wasn't that mainly the regulation delay?
The regulatory timeline was huge, yes. But the article argues New Age Eats also needed simultaneous buy-in from a whole ecosystem.
Who else?
Investors expecting rapid progress, food manufacturers needing scalability and cost proof, retailers needing consumer acceptance data, and consumers themselves taste, price, safety.
Okay, a lot of moving parts, all with different needs and clocks ticking.
Precisely. So when those regulatory delays dragged on forever, it broke the alignment across that whole complex system.
I see.
The business model couldn't keep everyone coordinated and invested through that long uncertainty. The whole thing just became unsustainable.
So it wasn't just the regulation, but how that delay shattered the necessary coordination among all those different players with different patience levels.
That's the core of the coordination complexity challenge. Success needs orchestration across many interdependent players.
This is incredibly useful. Understanding these three modes, channel inadequacy, value chain resistance, coordination complexity feels vital for anyone innovating.
It really does.
And the article suggests that if companies are actually proactive about these business model issues, they can get much better results.
Yes, definitely. It mentions McKinsey research suggesting that tackling these challenges early can cut the time to appreciable revenue by maybe up to 50%.
50%, that's huge. Not just a small improvement.
No, it's fundamental, and it really reinforces the article's main message. Commercialization needs the same rigor, the same strategic focus as the tech development.
Can't be an afterthought.
Absolutely not. Can't just bolt it on at the end.
So, practically speaking, what does that rigor look like? The article lays out 5 key practices for building better business models from the start. What are they?
Okay, the article recommends these 5.
Map the complete go-to-market journey. Really map it out step by step. Channels, capabilities needed, support, how you build awareness, the whole path.
Okay. Deep dive into the how.
2, validate economics across all stakeholders. Make sure the numbers work not just for you and the end user, but for everyone essential in the chain. Understand their costs, their required margins.
Everyone needs to win, or at least not lose badly.
Right. 3, test channel acceptance early. Talk to potential distributors during development, not after. Get their real feedback. Does it fit? What support do they really need?
Get reality checks along the way.
4, develop multiple business model options. Think about different ways to market. Direct versus indirect. Sell versus subscribe. License. Having options gives you flexibility if plan A hits a wall.
Build in resilience.
And 5, evolve your business model. It's not set in stone at launch. Keep collecting feedback, data. Refine the model based on what you learn in the real world.
These practices sound like they force you to engage with the messy market realities, the people involved, not just stay focused on the tech.
It's exactly it. The article strongly implies that building these skills, channel development, stakeholder management, business model design, gives you a real competitive edge in getting innovations to market successfully.
So bottom line, a solid, well-thought-out business model is that crucial bridge. It connects a great idea to actual market success.
It's essential. It's what ensures those innovations reach customers and can actually survive and thrive out there.
It brings the value proposition to life.
That's the critical takeaway. And remember those examples. PVC, carbon fiber, even superior tech faces huge, something decades-long business model hurdles.
And the problems show up at launch, but the roots are way earlier.
Exactly. The article makes a strong case that the problems start back in the early innovation phases, in the initial design and assumptions.
Meaning you've got to think about these barriers, address them right from the start of innovating, not just before launch.
Precisely. Apply that rigor, that foresight the article talks about.
Yeah.
Address these potential failures proactively. It dramatically boosts your odds of success.
That's a really clear message for anyone in innovation. So as we wrap up, the article poses some key questions for you, the listener, to think about for your own innovations.
Yeah, they're definitely worth reflecting on. Ask yourself, have you really validated your distribution plan with actual partners? Do you understand their economics? Have you mapped the whole value chain? Identified potential resistance points? Coordination needs?
Right.
Do the economics work for all essential stakeholders, not just you and the buyer? And critically, do you have backup plans? What if your main approach meets resistance you didn't expect?
Asking those tough questions early could save a lot of pain later. Uncover vulnerabilities before they sink you.
It's all about anticipating that real-world friction, the stuff tech alone just can't solve.
And maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. Even the most brilliant tech is, well, kind of useless if it can't navigate the complex web of commerce, relationships, and self-interest needed to actually reach its users.
Yeah.
The business model isn't just the money part, it's the key that unlocks the value and brings it to the market.
Well said. Innovation isn't complete without effective commercialization.
Okay, that brings us to the end of this deep dive on business model barriers. Thanks for digging into this with us.
Yeah, it's crucial stuff for driving better results through innovation.
Absolutely. If you want to learn more about how Arkaro helps companies with things like strategy, innovation, product management, commercial excellence, addressing these kinds of challenges,
you can check out the website at arkaro.com. That's arkaro.com. We're also on LinkedIn. Just search for Arkaro.
And if this conversation sparked thoughts about your own situation, your specific challenges,
we definitely encourage you to reach out. Mark Blackwell offers a free consultation. You can email him directly, mark@arkaro.com.
mark@arkaro.com. Don't hesitate to connect.
We really appreciate you tuning in and spending this time with us.
Thank you for listening to the Arkaro Insights podcast. And if you found this valuable, please do share it with your colleagues.